They don't want to learn it the way you want to teach it, Taurus. This might be frustrating now, but it's setting the stage for a whole new experience. Hey Taurus, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is going to be a timeless reading for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or wherever Taurus falls in your chart. Cross-watchers also welcome. To start out the reading, we have the King of Wands and the Page of Pentacles reversed. At the heart of your reading here, we have two figures, both feeling stubborn, both feeling, well, I'm getting a resentment. That's interesting. That comes through strong. There's just this pushback. There's some stagnant energy. With the Hierophant at the bottom of the deck, I'm also getting that it has to do with the way things ought to be, the way things should be. Not wanting to learn a lesson. Wielding power in a selfish way. This is you and another person kind of butting heads. Someone doesn't want to learn. Okay, I think you're the King of Wands energy here. It's like you have to teach someone something. They're refusing to learn. And what it's bringing out of you, you kind of don't like it. You don't know how to handle this new challenge in a healthy way. And it's kind of bringing this unhealthy, because I said so, or shut up and stop complaining, just do it. Like unhelpful, unproductive, unnurturing, just kind of reacting out of anger, I'm getting. Let's see what's the challenge here. Lots of cards want to come out for you today. 4 cards, okay. All right, Taurus, let's dig into it. We've got the 10 of Wands in reverse, the 4 of Swords in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, and the 7 of Cups in reverse. All reversed cards. Okay, 10 of Wands reversed is either not accepting that something needs to, some sort of behavior needs to stop, or no, it definitely is that. It's dwelling in, wallowing in behavior that's unhelpful. 4 of Swords in reverse. Not wanting to take a break, not wanting to take a step back. Staying in that energy that's unhealthy and unhelpful. Chariot in reverse. Staying out of alignment with the higher good. Staying out of alignment with what's best for you. Feeling like nothing is moving forward and you feel very stuck. And then the 7 of Cups in reverse, not wanting any of it, trying to find the motivation, trying to find something to hone in on that's going to drive the story forward, and just not finding anything. Like, well, would you do it because you want... It's almost like you're trying your best to show whomever it is that needs to learn this lesson. It could be your inner child. This could be you that you're trying to learn a lesson. You're trying to help yourself learn a lesson. But I think for a lot of you, it's someone in your life, a child, a student, an employee. They just don't want to learn it. They don't see the point. And you're like, well, here's a reason why you might want to learn it. And it's constant pushback. They don't want to do it. They want to find their own way. They want to stumble through. Fool card at the bottom of the deck. They don't see the point of learning this lesson. They feel like they can just not learn the lesson and just keep moving forward. They don't understand why you are insisting that they learn this lesson. None of the reasons why you believe that they should want to resonate with them. It's a complete disconnect from like perspective. I'm laughing because again 2 cards came out and they're both reversed. You guys, this is definitely, you might be dealing with another Taurus, because this is very much like butting heads. Some of you are dealing with like a child of yours who is just like you, just as stubborn as you, and it's one of those situations. We've got the Emperor in reverse and the Hanged Man in reverse. Your perspective is kind of not wanting to be, not wanting to pull forward stereotypes of like how your dad was or how that one terrible boss you had was. You don't want to repeat that, but you find yourself kind of, those voices are coming out of your voice without you intending to. You don't realize that it's like programmed in you that this is how you're reacting in like a challenging situation. I think you don't have a guide for how to navigate this situation in a healthier way. Hanged Man in reverse is like you also don't want to be sucked into this energy. You don't, it's like all consuming, but you don't want it to be. You don't want to be sidelined, you know? Like, what's the word I'm looking for? Let's say you have like, you're a teacher and you have a lesson plan and you can't get past page 2 because they won't even learn like the pretext to the lesson. And so you can't get past that and you're being sucked into this other conversation about, well, why? And this, and you're like, I didn't expect this to be an obstacle. Sun in reverse at the bottom of the deck, you see that there's, once you're able to teach this lesson, there's so much, like a world of opportunity will open up to them, but they're refusing to even like learn the pre-lesson. The frustration is strong. Again, 2 cards. Lots of messages want to come out for you. This time, at least, they're in the upright. In the recent past, we have the 4 of Wands and the 9 of Cups. Happy cards. A good pairing. Some sort of desires fulfilled at an event. Someone got their way. Someone got to... It could have been a performance of sorts. It has graduation energy. I'm not sure if you're watching this at a time when that would be relevant. That's why I'm stopping before saying that. There's some sort of big milestone that just occurred that was a really big deal, something that you'd really wanted, or perhaps something that the other person that you're dealing with really wanted. I'm drawn to the cat having this little, I think it's a bird? Yeah. The cat who got the canary, is that a saying? It's like, all right, I got my treat. I'm happy. I got what I wanted. I hunted it down. I got it. Look at me. And it means something to the cat. And they're flaunting and they're strutting and they're like, check out what I got. This could have been you getting the job as the teacher, or signing or getting asked to teach this forum or this workshop or this class. And okay, let me back up, because this definitely might not be a teacher-student dynamic for many of you. So regardless, in the recent past, you had something feel really fulfilling, like you had looked forward to it. It means something about you that you were able to accomplish this thing, or hold some sort of position at an event, like host the event, like someone getting asked to host the Oscars. Like, look at me, that's like a feather in my cap. I got that request. That means something. Okay, the reason this is all happening, the crowning position of your reading here, we have a pairing, the King and Queen of Swords in reverse. This is kind of doubling down on the whole dynamic of this being a butting of heads between two people. So if you're feeling like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be butting heads with this person, this is like an important moment in both of your lives. This is like a plot point that's going to help both of you evolve. It might not seem that way right now, but the butting of heads ideologically is helping both of you evolve philosophically. On the one hand, it's about not listening to what other people have to say and doing what you know is right. On the other hand, it's about not trying to read between the lines. Not reading too much into, not reading too much into a situation. Whether that's because there's nothing there that's underneath, or it's not your business, or it's irrelevant to the situation, or it's just healthier for you to not dig. Just let it be unknown. I feel like the other person is the King of Swords reversed. That energy of, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to step into my own authority and not be dictated to. It's a reversed energy, and you can sense that, and you want to teach them to be teachable. But in this moment, what they're learning is how to step into their own ideological authority. How to not be led. How to strike out philosophically on their own. And your lesson is more the Queen of Swords in reverse, which is, I don't need to read into this. I'm going to understand it at surface level and move on. In the near future, we have the Ace of Swords, one singular truth. Love it. In the upright, it's clarity, it's truth. But it is coming out with the Page of Swords in reverse at the bottom of the deck, so there could be like a truth that you realize that doesn't need to be spoken. It doesn't need to be conveyed and understood by the other party. This could be a truth that's just for you. Like you realize a truth and you let them have their own story and leave it at that, and you don't need to come to an agreement here. Or this could be like a eureka aha moment that you have on how to resolve whatever it is that you need to resolve for your particular situation. Your surprise in this situation, what's going to influence the story that you don't see coming, is the Page of Wands. I think this person that you're dealing with is much more curious than you give them credit for. They are very they're learning, even if they are hiding that fact from you. They're also thinking creatively. If this is an instance of a student learning using AI, and to your sensibilities, it seems like they're refusing to learn how to learn, I think you might have an eye-opening moment where you start using that same tool and realizing how they are creatively learning in a new way, and it's not cheating the way that you think cheating exists in this scenario. It's one of those sorts of very, like, you're both going to learn something here, and they're not necessarily in the wrong, but they're not necessarily right either. Okay, let's see. Your hopes and fears, we have Devil energy. You don't want to let your frustration get the best of you. You don't want to let those old ghosts of the past of someone being frustrated and acting out in unconstructive ways. You don't want to let that energy live on in you and kind of perpetuate that unelevated part of yourself or of your history, your ancestral line. At the same time, you want to indulge the creativity that's beneath the surface of this pushback. It's like, you know, a way of doing things, you're trying to teach it, but they are trying to go off in a new direction. They trust it, and you don't feel like maybe they should. You feel like they should learn the way that you are teaching. They want to learn it a different way. Maybe you'll get them to come around, maybe you won't, but I think they're able to learn what they need to learn in a valuable sense without going through the steps that you're trying to have them go through. The end result, we have the Queen of Cups. This is a harmonious, nurturing, good feeling energy. I think the person who you're teaching is going to feel good about you, is going to see you in that light, in that energy of, I'm here to help you, I'm here to nurture you. If this is an inner child situation, you're going to really grow in self-love. And if this is a romantic connection, there's a deepening of love that's going to happen. I'm feeling strongly toward you, probably both ways, but a much like this expansive energy of love toward you in a way that's like, I want to say profound. That sounds like silly, but it's deep. It's like a soul connection. It's They really see you in detailed ways. They're getting to know you better, know your heart, see your heart, appreciate you on an emotional level in ways that they hadn't before. Which is a really interesting kind of perspective on this whole flow of energy and how things are going. And that sort of appreciation, that emotional connection, like if this is a teacher-student situation, it could be like because of this mental engagement that's going on, although right now it's like butting heads and it's frustrating, is going to lead to an emotional connection where like you end up being their favorite teacher, a very memorable time, a very memorable lesson for them where they have fond memories of having learned from you. Okay, let's get you some advice. The moon as advice: venture into the unknown. Be willing to step forward, not knowing where the next step is going to lead. See things in a new light. Even if you've walked this path in the daytime before, when you walk the path led by, illuminated by the moon, you see things from under a different light. Things are illuminated that had been in the dark before. It just takes on a new character. So you're walking familiar territory, but it feels different because there's this other conditions. Something's different about it, and you're being encouraged to enjoy the newness of it. Don't be angry that you're not walking the same path in the same sunlight. And this is all metaphor, right? Let me try to say it a little bit differently if this isn't making sense. Let's say you were an actor in the theater and you're performing the same play night after night after night. And on one night, the audience is a completely different demographic, and the lines aren't hitting the same, and they're not laughing at the same jokes, but they're laughing at other areas, and they're loving it. They're enjoying the play, but you're having to take different beats. You're having to perform a little differently, or not that you have to, but it's like that interplay. You're learning something new about your performance, about the material, because it's being received differently and reflected back to you differently. And it's something about enjoying the nuance, appreciating this new way of experiencing some sort of familiar experience. It's teaching something to you as well, even though I think that you're mainly like the teacher in this situation. So, Taurus, I hope that made sense. I hope it helped. Have a great week, and I will see you back next time. Bye.